Hello, fellow writers. My name is Cheryl. Thank you for joining me. Today, I thought I would take you along some of my process of planning out my middle grade book. I have technically been planning it out for quite a while. I take my time in planning out the book. I am new to outlining, so I'm trying to figure it out. I did, as you know from other videos, I like to learn about writing, so I've been taking notes and basically rewriting, not rewriting, copying out sentence by sentence a lot of writing, um, what are they called? Craft books on how to write. So I've been doing a lot of that. But now it's time to actually work on the middle grade book. So, as a reminder, I have put my historical cozy mystery on a shelf for now, and I'm writing a middle grade book. So this book is going to be about an 11 or 12-year-old girl. I'm not quite sure how old she's going to be. I think she'll probably be 11 in the beginning and then 12 at the end of the book, because I do want a birthday scene in there. And she has Tourette syndrome. If you don't know, I as well have Tourette syndrome, and I want to put some good representation of it out there. I know that lately there has been some very good middle grade books with Tourette rep in them that have been really good. One I would recommend the most, I think, would be Forget Me Not by L. Terry. I will put a picture up here of the book. I think I actually own a copy of it. I found one at the library sale. Um, Not the actual library sale, but at my local library, they have a shelf of books that are like 25 cents or whatever, and I found a copy of it there. Um, but um, that's a really great book about a girl Tourette, and you don't see a lot of books about girls with Tourette syndrome. It is when it comes to neurodivergency, there's a lot of um, stereotyping as that it's all boys. You know, autism only happens in boys, and um, brain diseases like Tourette or ADHD only happen in boys. It's not true. Girls get it too. And we sometimes react different. Our brain reacts differently than boys. So it wasn't recognized for many, many years. And it's still kind of a, doctors aren't very, like, I don't want to be rude, but doctors don't seem to want to admit to some things and to admit that that girls get these disorders as well. I'm not going to go into that, but I don't see many representation of girls with Tourette. And Elle Terry is a woman in her 40s, I believe, and she has Tourette. So her character is a girl, and I love that book. It is such good representation of Tourette, and I want to emulate that in my book. Um, I also want to have a dog in the book named Rosie. So if you are new to my channel, hi, welcome. Um, I look after my landlord's dog named Rosie, a real dog, and I look after her. It sounds funny saying real dog, but there's the real dog and there's my character dog, okay? They're both named Rosie, and I look after Rosie for 2 weeks every month to while her owner goes and works at a province. We live in Canada, so we don't have states, we have provinces, and I love Rosie so much. I miss her when she's with him, even though I'm happy for her that she's with him. She's with her bestest friend, and I love that for her, but I miss her. So, I want to write a book with a dog in it, like Rosie, named Rosie, and it's basically Rosie. It's going to be her. So, I'm going to enjoy that a lot. I'm also going to have her point of view in some of the book, in some of the chapters. She's not going to be a talking dog, but it's going to be her point of view from a dog's point of view type of thing of some of it. So I'm looking forward to writing that. Um, but what I want to do today, first of all, I have arthritis in my fingers, particularly this finger, and so it's really hard for me to write with a pen and paper. But lately, I have been here's see a doctor if you have arthritis. Don't take this as a cure-all or anything. But I've been using turmeric, and I'm not sponsored. I've been using turmeric gummies for inflammation and pain, and they are really helping. And I'm able to write now with a pen and paper for a little while every day, and I'm really enjoying that. So I got a poster board. It's over there hanging up, but I got some pens and I got some note cards here. I got some sticky notes that aren't very sticky, so I don't know if I'll use them, but I've got note cards. And I did buy some double-sided tape to put on that are wall safe, and I'm going to put a whole bunch of things on my walls. So you'll see some things on here soon, which I'm excited, so that you don't have just a background. Now, the cards I got are just white, lined white index cards. And I have done some things. So what I've done recently is I have the beats from Save the Cat Writes a YA novel. So this is just a simple thing about the beats, just a simple couple lines about the beats. And I'm using that for my middle grade because it's very much the same thing, even though the age is different and I'd have to accommodate for middle grade instead of YA. And there's not going to be like romance in the book. There might be like crushes and things like that, first crushes, but nothing like a YA book. But I've got that, and I think today I'm going to write out, you can join me, I'm going to write out, so sorry, some scene ideas. So I've written some out already. This one is gets teased, bullied, BFF defends and solidifies their friendship. I met my best friend. This is very much, it's a fiction book, but I'm taking my real life and making it fiction, if that makes sense. So I met my BFF when I was 11, and just before I turned 12 or just after I turned 12. We're not quite sure how old we were when we met, but and I had been diagnosed with Tourette soon after meeting her, so she was there right from the beginning. And so I want to write my main character having a best friend like that and meeting someone who accepts her and loves her, and helps her through those times like my best friend did. And we are still friends over, oh gosh, 35 years later, 37 years later, 36 years later. We're still friends. And I love her to death. So I want to put that in my book. So I have some little scenes here. I've got goes to school nervous since parents take Rosie to the vet to see if she has a tracker. Oh, these are out of order. So, yeah, these are all out of order. Meets best friend. In my POV, Rosie, so on the top I put who the POV is. I don't know if you can see that. And on this one, I find her finding Rosie at a park. And I have to write that scene out still. But Rosie follows Casa home. Parents meet her. They take her in out of the cold for the night. And she sleeps with Casa, instant best friends. So I just want to write out little ideas for scenes. And then I will go through the beats and from Save the Cat and write out more thorough scenes. So that's what we're going to do today. And you can join me for that. Also, if I show my room a bit, it is a mess right now. Excuse that. I'm a writer, not a house cleaner, okay? No, I really need to clean my room. But I have a pile of clothes and boxes on the floor over here. So when I put my camera down to show, so I can talk to you while I write, it's going to be a mess. So just in case you get a jump scare. But yeah, okay, let's get started. Grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, get working on your project, whatever you want to do. I have some poor girl's coffee, is what I call it. It's just cold water with instant coffee, and it is cheap and easy, and I love it. And yes, I do use a straw like a kid. Okay, here we go. Okay, I also had a birthday recently, and not my landlord, my two of my roommates who are married, they got me this comfy quilt and sham and sheet set, and I love it. It is so comfy, so you'll be seeing this, and it's so warm, and I've got my comforter on, and I'm just nice and cozy. So I do have some pens, so we're gonna get those out. So these are just simple pens I got on Amazon. This is the brand name. They're gel pens. And then I also have some Sharpie gel pens. So I've got the black one, which is a Sharpie, and then I've got this brown one, blue one. Whoops, I'm dropping things. This blue one, a yellow, which I doubt I'll use that a lot, but an orange one, a red one, a random crochet hook that's not supposed to be in there, but we're going to put it back in, a green one, a dark green one, a purple one, and a dark brown one. And I think that's it. I do have a pink one as well, but it ran out, and I'm not sure where I put it. I think it's run out, if I remember correctly. So let's get started. I'm going to put this crochet hook. What size crochet hook is this? Ooh, it's a 5. I'm going to put it here with my other crochet hooks, and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through some of my scene ideas through this. So this might be a longish video. This might be a short video. I'm not sure. I'm going to put my pens over here. So I'm just going to first, like I said, make some random scenes that I want in my book. I'm going to use, what color should I use? These are not color coded. I'm just picking colors. I'm going to use the green. So random scenes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to move the camera a bit. Okay. You can't even see what I'm doing. Okay. So we're going to put this down here. I got this lap desk on Amazon. If you are interested in it, it's the best purchase ever made, I swear. Okay, so I do hold my pen a bit weirdly because of my finger. Just ignore that. And I do print very slowly because I can't print fast, or I can't read it because it hurts so much. I have to print slowly, but it's good. I'm happy and I'm satisfied that I can actually write now. I can't cursive write very much without my hand hurting, but my hair, look how awful it looks. Okay, I just made it worse. Okay, I need to get a haircut. I really do, because I just cut my own hair because I can't afford hairstylists, but I really need to get something done with this hair. Okay, anyways, can you tell I get distracted? Alright, a random scene. Okay, so I'm sorry about the coughing. I mentioned before that I wanted a birthday party scene. We're just going through like all the scenes I want. We're not putting them in order right now. I want a birthday sleepover, because if you know, I'm sure you do, birthday sleepovers are a thing for 12-year-olds. And they are so much fun. I have great memories of sleepovers with my best friend. Okay, so I did decide on a character name. Her name is Cassa Lee. Um, I don't think I have on this channel, but I had written a book when I was 16 or 19. I think it was like in my 20s when I finished it. And her main character's name was Cassa Lee. I am since shelved that book. I will probably never return to it. So I'm going to use the name Cassidy again. Again, also, Cassidy is the name of the baby I have in heaven if she is a girl. I did have a miscarriage. Well, I'm pretty sure I had a miscarriage when I was 22. Not positive because it was very early on. So I don't really know for sure if I had a miscarriage. The doctor thinks I might have, but we don't know for sure because it was so early on. It was within a week of conceiving. So, but if I have a little girl in heaven, her name is Cassie, Kassa-Leigh, and I just want to pay homage to that. So I'm just gonna call her Cass for the notes. Cass turns 12. And her best friend's name, I think I decided on a name, but I honestly can't remember what name I decided on. So let's think of a good name. I kind of want an old fashioned name for her. Just because Cassie is a very new name. It's not a name you see around a lot. In fact, I've never met a Cassie in my life. Or heard anyone name that. I was thinking of Mabel, but I don't really like the name Mabel. I know a lot of people are naming their kids Mabel recently. Not a lot. There are some people naming their kids Mabel recently. I was thinking Emily, maybe? We're just gonna call her BFF for now. BFF sleeps. I'm printing faster than I was yesterday, so I'm very happy with that. Again, with arthritis, you never know, right? And I'm not giving you the finger. This is just, I have to keep this finger straight or it will cramp up and swell and hurt and be all messed up. BFF sleeps over. Okay, so what can happen at the sleepover? Okay, so I'm just gonna make a list of things that they do. Movies, popcorn, pop, games, um, I don't know if I want video games or board games. I think I want like board games. Reading, because they're gonna bond over reading. Because, we need characters to read. Um, Lots of talking and laughing. Laughing. I want something to happen at the sleepover. Depending on when the sleepover happens, I'm just going through this in my head. Speaking, talking out loud. I think the sleepover is going to either solidify their friendship or make it worse. Um, do I want her to turn 12? This could be the midpoint. Hmm, hang on, let me look. Maybe I should make. Oh my gosh. Okay. Opening image, theme stated. Catalyst, an exciting instant or life changing event. Okay, that's when she finds out she has Tourette. They will do next. Act 2. B story, the introduction of a new character or characters will ultimately serve to help the hero learn the theme. Also referred to as a helper character, this can be a love interest, nemesis, mentor, family member, friend, or other. I think this is going to be my B story. So the B story character happens at 22%. So I think it would be in the fun and games section because she'll meet her BFF at the 22%. Fun and games is between 20 and 50%. They're either loving it or hating it, their life. Sorry, I could read what it says. This is where we see how the hero is faring in their new world. They're either loving it or hating it, succeeding or floundering. Also called the promise of the premise, this section represents the hook of the story, why the reader picked up the novel in the first place. Okay, so the midpoint is literally the middle of the novel where the fun and games culminates in either a false victory, the hero, this is what I was needing, which means the hero has thus far been succeeding, or a false defeat, the hero has thus far been floundering. So these beats are from Save the Cat Writes a YA novel by Jessica Brody. You can get that book on Amazon easily or at any bookstore. Um, and she talks about beats and where they appear in the book. Something should happen here to cause the stakes and push the hero toward real change. So for me, the midpoint will be a false victory. The hero has thus far been succeeding because during the fun and games, she's going to be having a good life. Considering even though she has Tourette, she's going to be enjoying life. So, something should happen here to raise the stakes and push the hero toward real change. And then bad guys close in are 50% to 75%. If the midpoint was a false victory, which is what mine is, this section will be a downward path where things get progressively worse for the hero. If the midpoint was a false defeat, this section will be an upward path where things seem to get progressively better for the hero. But regardless of path, the hero's deep-rooted flaws or internal bad guys are closing in as tension, stakes, and conflicts mount. So I'm just going to make a note here and put up here that this is the midpoint. Midpoint. And I'm just going to circle it. So something has to happen at that sleepover because they are like best friends at this point. And I know I'm being like vague and going all over the place. But at this point in the book, her and her BFF, who I haven't named yet, are best friends. And things are going well. She has a crush on a boy. Cassidy has a crush on a boy. Sorry, goodness. She also has a friend in an older lady who is a neighbor. And she opens up to this older lady and is when she's best friends with this other girl, this girl her age, she's tending to put the older lady in the backseat kind of and not really talking to her anymore. So when things go bad for her and her best friend and her school and everything, she has to return to this older lady and talk things out. She's basically a grandma to her. So something has to happen at that sleepover that will turn things bad. And I think what it's going to be is something the BFF says or does in regards to Cass's tics. If you don't know Tourette, you have tics, which are just little movements or noises. They can be quite loud. They can be quite disturbing. There's people who like bang their head. There's uncontrollable swearing that you can't stop. You have to do these tics. And so I'm thinking maybe she overhears her BFF talk on the phone to someone and make fun of her. That's a good one. Overhears BFF laughing. No. Uh, saying some, we'll just put unkind words about her. on the phone. So what happens is her BFF can get a phone call from one of their other friends or someone that they assumed was a friend, and Casta goes out of the room to get something, comes back, and she hears her friend say something rude about her. They argue, and EFF goes home. And Cass feels stupid, which, if you know me, you know that I do not like the word stupid. I was called stupid many times in my life, and treated as stupid and crazy, and so this will be a very emotional scene for me to write, but Cass feels stupid and dejected. Okay, so that's one scene. Well, that's probably a whole, probably 2 chapters worth. But we've got that. Oh, it was itchy. Okay, we're gonna do, let's see, let's do another scene. Idea. What kind of scene idea can I have? Something to do with cooking? I'm just coming up with random ideas. Cooking dinner. Ooh, she can cook dinner with the older lady who I think I named Mrs. Follows. And I'm using that name because I'm using the name Lucy Follows because my favorite author is Lucy Maud Montgomery, and the Anna Green Gables movie with Megan Follows in it is my favorite adaptation of Anne. So I'm calling her Lucy Follows. I think that's pretty smart. With Lucy Follows. This scene, I think this is going to be the scene where Cass talks with her. Oh, I can't write. With my fingers are already starting to hurt. Cass talks with her about. We're just going to talk about the scene right after the one we just did about the sleepover. Crying, and Mrs. Follows comforts her. I don't know what else to say about this actual scene because it could be a lot of different things, but it's going to be an emotional scene, so we'll just put here emotions, and we'll put that there. That's all I'm doing, just writing out little scenes. So that's what I'm going to do today, and then I'm going to put some up on my wall as soon as I make out the actual beats and scenes. So that will be another video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you got some ideas. Again, I'm not an expert at outlining. I have never outlined a book totally, and so I'm just doing this in a way that I think might work for me, and right now it's just writing out possible scenes, and so I'm going to do that today. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, my shirt's all wrinkly. Sorry. God bless you and all you do. I hope you have a great day, and happy writing. Bye, guys. Oops. Okay, sorry. My mouse wasn't working. Okay. Take 2. Bye, guys.